Alright, everyone, you're welcome. And this is the part two of the Volatility 75 strategy training. Today, I would be showing you the real strategy and how it is used. The first video, which is the part one, showed you how to, set it up on your mobile phone so you can track it from there. But to give you a clearer picture of how the trading goes, I decided to record this on PC. So the part one is just to show you how to set it up on your mobile phone. So prior to popular belief, most people think it's totally really impossible to be successful with trading volatility 75. They really think it's something that is really not tradable. Alright? And the reason for that is because volatility 75 is a specially designed kind of market. You understand? Its movement is quite different from, if you've been trading forex, you would agree with me that volatility 75 is very fast. You understand? It's fast and peep movement, like the peeps are very huge. Before you enter it, you can easily get 50 peeps and you can get 100 pips easily with volatility 75 compared to trading forex. And the reason why I love this market is because compared to forex, this market is not being affected by either the news, either noise in the market, or a speech, or whether it's being affected by scarcity or something. No, all those things do not affect this market. Right? So also this market can be traded with the minimum capital possible. You could start your trading success with as little as $50 and build it up to something tangible. And before we get started, okay, so I've explained this is a very fast market, and as such, utmost caution is needed when trading volatility 75. You don't just jump into the market and expect to make cash. You could get burned. Okay? It's a very, very fast and volatile market, just like the name. Everything goes very fast and quick. You understand? It goes up fast, it drops fast. So you have to be smart and be able to create a pattern on your chart and be able to look for a specific pattern to trade before you start this. So for those of you who will be using PC, all I did is, this is the Bollinger Band. So you go to insert, then you go to indicators, and I've already added them here. When you come to, I think it's in trend, you come to trend and you click on Bollinger Band. Once you click on Bollinger Band, it's gonna bring you to this. So all you have to do is just choose the color of the Bollinger Band you want. I decided to use white, so you can use white and you cancel, but you click OK. I've added it to mine, so I don't need to add again. That's why I cancelled. Then for the red is a moving average 13. So you come to insert again, you go to your object, and moving average is, I think moving average is under trend. Yeah, this is a moving average. So when you click on a moving average, this red is 13, so you change your period to 13. You choose simple, apply to close, and you choose red. Okay, so you click OK, but I've already applied it, so I don't need to do that. Then for the yellow also, it's also a moving average 48. So what you change is, you change this to 48 and change it to yellow. That's after clicking another moving average. Then you click OK. So that is how to get the upper part here. And this is called your MACD. So you come to insert again and you choose indicator. Then you go to oscillators and you choose MACD. So your level is you just choose the color you want. You understand? You go to parameters, make sure your fast EMA is 7, your MACD SMA is 7, and your slow EMA is 9. Then signal red, min silver, and you click OK. Then I've added it, so I don't need to click OK. Then this is called your ADX. Okay, so you come to indicators, and yeah, this is it, the average directional movement index. That's your ADX. So when you click on that, your period is 14, so your style should be like light sea green, and you can choose whatever color you want for this, but I'd like to leave this D plus. Based on the background of my chart, if my chart is black, I'll change the 2 to black so it doesn't show, because the only thing I need is this style. You understand? I don't need this 2. So you click OK. Alright, so now we've established the facts, and your chart should look somewhat like this. So this is how we trade volatility 75. I'll explain the function of each of these, and I'll tell you how it's being used. So the Bollinger Band is used, the Bollinger Band, which is this channel. Okay, this channel tells us when to take our profit and when to exit a trade. It also tells us when to accept losses on the trade. Do you understand? That is the function of the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band has 3 main parts: the upper Bollinger Band, which is this upper region; the middle Bollinger Band, which is this middle region, this middle white; and the lower Bollinger Band, which is this. Alright, so the upper Bollinger Band is used to take a profit on call. Okay, the upper Bollinger Band, we use it to take profit on call position, that is on the buy position, which is this and coming. So if you take a buy position now, okay, the upper Bollinger Band is what you're going to use to know when to close that trade and profit. If you take a sell position, the lower Bollinger Band is what you're going to use to know when to take the profit. While for cutting your losses, you use the middle Bollinger Band. We use the middle Bollinger Band, and I'm going to explain everything now. So the red moving average, I'm sorry, I said the red, the 13 moving average and the 48 moving average, they tell us the direction of the market, whether the market is going up or coming down. So when you see the red moving average and the yellow moving average, which is the 13 and 48, when you see them below the candles, it means the market is in a upward movement. Can you see? They are below the market here, and that is showing an upward movement. Alright? And when the yellow and the red moving average is above, okay, it shows a downward movement of the market. Do you understand? So all you have to put in your mind is the red and the yellow, when they are above the candle, it's a downtrend, and when they are below the candle, it's a uptrend. Alright, so what is the work of MACD? We've explained the Bollinger Band and the 2 moving average. What is the work of the MACD? The MACD helps us to know when to enter a trade. Do you understand? So the work of the MACD is to tell us the perfect time to strike the market. It gives us the perfect time to strike the market. Okay? and that is the only work of the MACD. Alright, it shows us when a trend is changing, and it gives us confirmation of when the trend has changed. Now for this one down here, the ADX help us know when the market is trending and when the market is ranging. So you don't trade in a ranging market, you only trade in a trending market. Alright, we never ever trade in a ranging market, we only trade in a trending market. Now back to this MACD. Whenever you see the MACD, you know, this is the lower part of the MACD divided by this I don't know this color, maybe it's green or cyan, I don't know. But whenever you see the market divided like this, if these candles are showing below, it's signifying a downtrend. But the moment it crosses up, let me use this tool. Yeah, the moment it crosses up here, you can see this places begin to show green candle. Green candle means a upward candle, and it showed that green candle up to this region here before the market changed here and started showing the downward candle, which started dropping also, and it's still dropping to here. You understand? So what the ADX tells us is whenever this blue, this green or cyan, whenever this line, let me change back to the cursor, whenever this particular line is above the red line and not touching the red line or below the red line, it is good to pick a trade. Let's use this place. Whenever you see the line clearly above the red line here, like it's clearly above the red line, that is a good time to pick a trade if you see any signal on the MACD and the Bollinger Band. But whenever you see the market below or sleeping on or touching this red line, just close your chart and go and sleep. It is a bad time to trade. Alright, so this is it. Let's go to the real gist now. Okay, let's go to the real gist now. Let's start with this. Let's assume the market started from here. Okay, this is even not a good time to trade. This is not a good time. Let me look for a very clear trade that I can, begin with. I'm looking for a clear trade. Alright, this is a perfect one. This is a perfect one. So remember I told you that whenever you take a buy, which is an upward trade, you close the trade at the upper Bollinger Band. And whenever you take a sell, which is a downward trade, you close the trade immediately it touches this particular part, you close it in profits. And immediately it touches this particular part for upward call, you close it in profits. Okay, so this is how we trade this. The market has been falling here. It's been falling, okay, and we can tell that this also was showing a downward trend, meaning that the market was falling. So at this particular point now, we will be waiting for either a retest or a change in trend. A retest means that whether it will come back to touch either this or this and reject and change to a red candle to show that it's still going down further. So let's look at what happened here. Okay, the market was becoming shorter, meaning that we should be expecting a call option very soon. Do you understand? Meaning that we should be expecting a call option very soon. And this particular line is above the red line, meaning that this upcoming trade will be valid. Do you understand? So look what happens here. At this point, this first candle tried cutting across this Bollinger Band, this moving average 13. Sorry, it tried cutting the moving average 13 upward. It tried closing above it, but it is still below the middle Bollinger Band, and as such the candle reversed and closed here. The upper part of the candle for a green candle is called the closing point, while the lower part is called the opening position. While for a red candle, the upper part is the opening position and the lower part is the upper part is the opening position, the lower part is the closing position. So this green candle now opened at this point and it went up to this region, to this particular point here. It had crossed this red line and we thought it was going to cross this, but it couldn't cross this middle Bollinger Band, meaning that this trend wasn't ready to change yet. But still, it closed in a green. Do you understand? So, I told you, once you see this thing becoming narrow and this is above the red line, you should start expecting a buy. So when this candle closed, another candle opened here. Whoa. I'm trying to, okay. I think I've mixed it up. Where was I? Okay, this is where I was. So, when this particular candle opened, you can see that this one too became smaller than this, and it was showing that it will soon come up. So this candle was able to close above this red line, telling us that a buy is coming. Now, the only time you take a buy is when the market has been going down and changed and came above this middle Bollinger Band. But you don't just trade it like that. Hold on, let's keep going. So, this candle closed above, meaning that, okay, this uptrend is becoming stronger. And check, when this candle closed, you can see that both the MACD and this were still obeying the rule, meaning that this was above the red and this was below the red, meaning that it is becoming narrow, and as such we should start expecting a buy. Now on the next candle, this candle was able to close above the middle Bollinger Band, meaning that it has crossed 50%, more than 50% of the downward trend, meaning that it is right time it started reversing. And we are trading the 15-minute time frame. We trade the 15-minute time frame. So this chart is on the 15-minute time frame. Okay? The chart is on the 15-minute time frame. That is what we trade. Alright? So, when this particular market closed above the middle Bollinger Band, at the end of this market, you can see the market has started showing us a upward movement here. It has started showing that it will soon change. Alright? And this too is still above the red. So when this closes above the middle Bollinger Band, you wait for one more candle to confirm your entry. You wait for the next candle. You don't just enter a buy on the next candle. No. Immediately one candle crosses the middle Bollinger Band and this is becoming narrow, wait for one more candle to close above that middle Bollinger Band and show a green. If this candle closed above the middle Bollinger Band and showed a red, but it is still closed around there and showed a red, this trade is not valid. Make sure that the candle that crossed the middle Bollinger Band and the next candle are both green or whatever color you understand that is on your chart. This way you will know that you are getting ready for a buy trend. So when this one closes in 15 minutes time, you open your position immediately on the next candle and you would have made tons of profit. You can see now that it has shown uptrend here. Can you see? And can you see that this two is still above and this is now above? You would have made tons of profit and you have closed your trade at this position. See, you would have closed your trade immediately it touches this upper Bollinger Band and closes. You close your trade, because most times from experience once the candle touches the upper Bollinger Band or the lower Bollinger Band, it tends to start reversing in the opposite direction. So to secure your profits, you close your trade. Do you understand? You close your trade at this place. You would have made, with a 0.01 lot size on this particular trade, I'm sure you would have made $20 or so. Yeah, like $20 on this particular trade. And you can see there was no drawdown. There was no drawdown at all. Like, drawdown means there was no loss throughout the trade. It was just pure profit till the end of the trade, and you take your profits here. But if you feel you don't want to take your profits here, immediately the market crosses this region, you can move your stop loss to like half of this region. You can move your stop loss to like half of this region, so that even if the market wants to reverse, it will hit your stop loss in profit and not in loss. Okay, I will explain in another video how to set your take profit, how to set your stop loss. You understand? So that you can always protect your profit. Do you understand? So, a recap: we wait for a candle to break the middle Bollinger Band, and if that candle closes above the middle Bollinger Band in a green, you wait for the next candle to also close in that same green color. After there must have been a cross on the MACD showing a change in trend, and at the same time, while this one is still above the red candle, the red line. Do you understand? And at the beginning, at the close of this candle, at the beginning of the next candle, you open your trade and close it immediately it touches the upper Bollinger Band, or once you are okay with the particular profit at that time. So let's look for another buy opportunity. Let's look for another buy opportunity. Coming. So that I want to explain the buy opportunity first before we go to the sell opportunity. So yeah, this is another clean buy opportunity, a very clean one. So the market has been dropping, you understand? And can you see what I said? Immediately the market touched the lower Bollinger Band, it opened another one, but immediately this one closed outside, it started reversing upward. Upward. Meaning changes in trend happen at the lower Bollinger Band and the upper Bollinger Band. There is always a change in trend there, 95% of the time. So when this candle came up and started coming up, you can see this place was getting more narrow, and this is actually still above the red line, so a valid trade is coming up. All right, so we can see it crossed this red moving average. This is moving average 13. Do you understand? It crossed the moving average 13 and it ended above it. Once it crossed a moving average and it ended above it, meaning that the trend is becoming stronger, because the work of this moving average is these two of them, they serve as a resistance or support for the trend depending on what direction you are trading. So if you are trading from the upward part, they could serve as a support from the upward part, like this part now. Can you see what happened here? This candle went up and immediately came back and touched this moving average. It bounced up back, opened this candle went up, came down and touched this yellow line again, bounced up. It came back, opened this one, this candle went up, came down again, touched this line, bounced up. This particular one, the same thing. This one to touched it and still bounced up further again till it touched this place. And immediately it touched this upper Bollinger Band, it started dropping. You understand? So they could serve as a support. So here it is serving as a support because it is supporting it from underneath. But when it is pushing it from above, it is serving as a resistance. Okay? is serving as a resistance. So I would explain the resistance on later. So let's take this trade now. This particular trade has started changing, and the candle closed above the first moving average. And after closing above the first moving average, let's see, this candle closed here. You can see the MACD is about to change, and this is still above. So what did I say? I said you wait for the candle that will close above what? Above the middle Bollinger Band. It is only when the candle closes above the middle Bollinger Band you can take a call trade. Okay? So when the candle closed above the middle Bollinger Band, it at the same time even crossed this other moving average again. It double crossed the two of them upward and cut them off, and still closed above them. At this point now, this goes to tell you that a strong upward movement is coming. Do you understand that a strong upward movement is coming? He said the thing about this strategy is this: it works, but you have to have the patience to strike the market at the right time. So the reason why I call myself like the free trend sniper is because we trade this market like a sniper, and the characteristic of a sniper is that he waits patiently and hits his target, when they least expect. Nobody sees a sniper coming. The same way is how you have to interact with the market. Let the market not see you coming. Just strike the market, cash out your profit, and get out. The market is a no man's place. Same also what happened here. This candle struck the middle Bollinger Band, which is this white. It crossed it and also crossed even the moving average here and ended above them. It closed above them after 15 minutes. And the next candle also opened up and closed in green, meaning an upward movement. Do you understand? And now let's see if when this candle closed, others obeyed the rule. Can you see? When this candle now closed, the MACD was already showing up. It's already above the blue or green line. And also, this line was still above the red, meaning that it's still a good time to trade. I would have taken our trade on this next candle. Although the candle did shakara for us when we entered and tried coming down, but this particular moving average bounced it back up. And you can see it took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is it took about 1 hour 15 minutes before it finally hit the upper part. And this would have given us a huge profit too of like $25, depending on the lot size you use. If you use 0.02, you would have made $50. If it's 0.01, you would have made at least $25 from this particular trade, or $20. And you get out of the market. Do you understand? So you can see it was after hitting this particular point 3 times. 1, 2, 3 before it started reversing. So we would have taken our profit here. And you can see the market kept going. It went up throughout, and this too was still above the line. Do you understand? Now, that is a super buy. Okay, that is a super buy option. Let me give you another example of a buy before we now start looking for a sell option. Okay, before we start looking for how to trade sell, let me see this. I'm looking for a buy just to explain further. Okay, we can use this one here, although this one is a tight one, but let's still use it. But the thing is, we can't trade here. We can't trade in this region. Why? Because look at this place. The line is below the red line. Can you see? Throughout this region, it was below the red line here. And you can see the market was just going up and down, up and down, up and down. Meaning any trade you've taken in this region would have most likely failed you. Do you understand? So that's why I say you run away from anything that looks like this, that is modeled up. You don't trade this. Same with this, you don't trade it. You can see the line went down. Do you understand? So you don't trade a market that is modeled up. You don't trade it. It's risky. You don't trade it. Okay? You don't trade it. So I'm looking for another buy option that we can, use for our analysis. Looking for a clear buy option. A clear buy option coming. So I just found another buy option here. I found it. So you can see this market has been coming down for a while, and immediately it touched this lower Bollinger Band, it started going up, and you can see this one started shrinking, and this one is still above the line. So this candle crossed both the moving average and the middle Bollinger Band at once. It cut it off at once and ended above the middle Bollinger Band. And the next candle that closed also closed in a green, showing that upward movement is coming. Okay, this next candle too closed in a green, and we can see that the MACD2 has started showing upward candle, this upward line, and also the ADX is still above the red line. So immediately this candle closes, we open the next trade at the beginning of this long candle here, and we would have taken small profits here. And remember, I told you that once the candle closes or touches the Bollinger Band above or below, you close your trade. And you can see what happened when the market reversed. It reversed, you understand, before it started going up again. But we would have closed our trade here and taken our profit of like $10 or $20, depending on your lot size. So most of the time, if you're really patient with the market always obey. The market will always do what it's expected to do. This strategy works. You understand? It's now left to you on how patient you are to execute the strategy. That's what will determine your success. This particular region cannot be traded. Why? You can see how erratic these lines are, and you can see this is currently touching and is below this red line, so we can't take it. So also, let me explain how to look for a sell option now. When you want to sell downward, how do you take such trades? So this is one option here. This is an example here, a very lovely example here. So let's see what happened. The market has been going up from here. It has been going up. It touched the middle Bollinger Band. It touched the upper Bollinger Band and tried reversing. It went up further again, touched the upper part and wanted to reverse, and the reversal started here. Okay, then this particular candle, it crossed the first moving average and ended below it, meaning it has conquered this moving average. Then on the next candle, it moved further and conquered the middle Bollinger Band. The middle Bollinger Band is the region where we take our trade from. Okay, it conquered the middle Bollinger Band and went below and closed below it. And what happens when it closed below it? It closed below it here, and you can see that the MACD2 has started showing a change in trend, which is a downward trend here. Then when this particular candle closed, I told you we won't take the trade on the next candle. Wait for two candles to close either above or below. This is a sell now we're looking for. So wait for two candles to cross the middle Bollinger Band before taking a sell. So this candle has crossed and closed below. We wait for the next candle to cross and close below it, showing a red. And at the beginning of this next candle, we take our trade. Perfect condition to take our trade. And you can see that this one too has started showing downward movement, and this one is still on top of the red, meaning a good sell. So this candle took us 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 hours. So in 2 hours, you would have made a lovely amount of money from this trade, and you have closed it in pure profits. Pure profit. You would have closed it in pure profit. Now, if when you took this trade, the market reversed and closed above this middle Bollinger Band, Immediately the market closes above this middle Bollinger Band and you took a sell. The market has gone against you and closed above. Immediately close above, that means it is time to close your loss. Accept your loss. The major thing in trading is not accepting loss, and that is how people blow accounts, when you refuse to accept your loss. But the moment you accept your loss as a loss, there will always be multiple. This market doesn't sleep, it doesn't close. It is available from Monday to Sunday, 247. So why would you just decide to blow your account on one trade when there are unlimited, uncountable trades that will still come up, unlimited opportunities that will still happen in the market? But some people are just so greedy, or should I say so scared, that they don't want to close any trade in loss, and this goes against them. So if you are taking a sell here and the market now went up and one candle closed above this middle Bollinger Band, immediately that candle closes and another candle opens, just close your trade in loss. But you can see that did not happen, and so the market went here, immediately it touched the lower Bollinger Band, you would have closed in cold profit. So let me explain. Let me look for a losing trade that would have gone against us. Yes. This is not too clear. No, you wouldn't have. A smart person would not have traded here. A smart person would not have traded here. I'm trying to look for a trade that I can use to explain how to get out of, a losing situation. I'm trying to look for such trades. Yeah, God bless you. So this is it. Look at this particular trade now. The market has been going up for a while and it started coming down after ranging at this point. Ranging means when the market is not showing a clear movement and just dancing about a spot. So it started coming down. This first candle tried closing below this moving average but couldn't. But this one candle conquered the two. It conquered the first 30 moving average and the middle Bollinger Band. And according to our rule, this is already showing a downward movement and this is above the red line. So I said we'll wait for two candles to either cross below or cross above, and we take our trade on the third candle. So when the third candle opened now, you can see this one to conquered this moving average, and you would have said, oh wow, this is a lovely trade. It is time for me to take some profits. And hopefully if you did not target too much profit, you would have made small profit on this too. It came down small. You would have made small profit, like maybe $5 or $6. You would have made small profit on this. But what happened afterwards? It reversed upward and closed above this first moving average. But what did I say we'll do? We'll wait for it to close above the middle Bollinger Band before we accept that, yeah, this is a total loss. And so this market reversed, and this particular one, can you see that edge? It closed above the moving average, so you could have closed it either here or here. Then at this point you accept that this is a great loss, because can you see it went up further here, and still went up to this point, and that loss would have been too much. So it's just better you close your loss at this point, because clearly this was just to deceive people. You understand? This is just like a market manipulation to deceive sellers, and it happens. You can't win 100% of the time. Do you understand? You can't win 100% of the time. So that was what happened here. Clearly a manipulation. So do you understand now? So I've explained both the buy and the sell, how it works. You understand? So let's review it again. When you take a buy option, okay, yeah, let's look at this. Okay, we can't trade this because it's ranging, but look at this now. Look at this. Let's assume all conditions are met, and this green candle closed above the red and the yellow at the same time, and still went further to close above the middle Bollinger Band, which is this middle line. It closed above it. Then I said, if the next candle that opens is a red, you take a buy. But you can see the next candle that opened was, if the next candle that opened is a green, sorry, you take a buy. But the next candle that opened was a red. At this point, just agree with me that this trade is an illegal trade and is not good to trade. And if truly you are taking the trade, you can see it went up here and now came back and ended below the middle Bollinger Band, and you'd have caught your loss here. Do you understand? You'd have caught your loss here. Same also with same also with maybe this. You understand? But you can't even trade it here because this has been showing you the warning that it's not good to trade it because it's below the line and very close to the line. So it has clearly shown you that this region is a deadly region. Do you understand? It has clearly shown you that this region is a deadly region. And you don't take trades when this Bollinger Band, when it's squeezing, when there is a squeeze, like see this place now, there's a squeeze from the upward side and the lower side. You don't trade in those regions. See, there's a squeeze here. You can't trade here. You can't trade. You can see how tiny the candles are, very tiny. Meaning you can't, there's a bloody squeeze. Can you see the squeeze again? You can see the squeeze is also happening here. So you can't trade in those regions. You need a very clear region where the candles are long and visible. You understand? That's where you can trade. Here now you can't trade. Although this candle closed above the the upper Bollinger Band, but you can see the next candle wasn't a green, and so would have forfeited this trade. And can you see that here too did not support the trade, meaning this is a false signal. And although it went up here, it came down, but this is a lucky trade anyway. But this is not the strategy here. The strategy did not display here. Do you understand? So I'm trying to look for another clear signal. You can see here too, the long candle caught the moving average and the middle Bollinger Band and ended below. And this one too was showing a downward movement, but this particular ADS was rejecting the trade. And truthfully, if you had entered the trade, if you see the next candle did not close as a red, it closed as a green. If you had entered it on the third candle, it reversed upward, and you can see how far it went upward, and you'd have caught your loss here. So I'm trying to show you losing trades so that when you see these losing trades in the market, you can understand that, oh, these are traps. So you only enter on the third candle, either above the Bollinger Band or below the moving or in the middle Bollinger Band. The middle Bollinger Band is where the entry takes place. That's where we take our entry, at the middle Bollinger Band, either 2 candles below or 2 candles above. So we always take our trade at the beginning of the third candle that crosses the middle Bollinger Band, if all other conditions are set. Do you understand? So let's look at this very tight corner here. Although this trade wasn't meant to be taken, but you will see that all conditions were actually met. And when this candle crossed from up and crossed this middle Bollinger Band, it closed below it. We wait for the next candle, the second candle to close, and it closed below it. Then if we are taking our trade here, we can see that the trade went outside the lower Bollinger Band. Outside the lower Bollinger Band before it started reversing here. So the little profit you've made from here to here, you would have entered and come out before it reversed. Do you understand? So that is really how this market works. The Bollinger Band is the upper Bollinger Band will tell you when to get out of a call option. Like when you get a call option, when to get out immediately, it touches the upper Bollinger Band. And for a sell option, get out immediately, it touches the lower Bollinger Band. And the middle Bollinger Band with the moving averages are the ones that tell us when to enter a trade. Enter a trade on the third candle as long as the 2 other conditions are met, which is the ADX. For a sell, the ADX must be tending downward, and this must be clearly above the red line. Whether for a sell or buy, ADX must be clearly above the red line to show you that it's a trending market. So for a sell, wait for 2 candles to break the middle Bollinger Band and take your trade on the 3rd candle. And for a buy, wait for 2 candles to cross the middle Bollinger Band upward and take your trade on the 3rd candle. That is how this strategy works. That is how it works. You do understand? That is how it works. And this also would have been a very tricky trade to take. The reason why is this candle crossed the middle Bollinger Band, the next candle showed a green, and this one too was still above the line, the red line, but on the 3rd candle and 4th candle it went up small and reversed back below the middle Bollinger Band. So this was a trap. You understand? This was clearly a trap. But if you weren't aiming too much, you would have caught some profits here and secured your profit before this reversal happened. So that is how the market is daily. You just have to wait for the right moment to strike the market. You have to wait for the right moment to strike the market. So this strategy is really simple. You just have to look for breakouts, either an upward breakout and you trade a buy, or you look for a lower breakout and you trade a sell. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. Let's look at this. The market has been coming down for a while and started changing here. And this particular candle caught the red line and ended above. Then this candle now caught the middle Bollinger Band and ended above. And as such, I said we'll take our trade on the 3rd line. And you can see that when it ended above, this one too has started showing an upward movement, and this one is clearly above the red line. So when the 2nd candle closed also, it showed a green, the same color, that the market will still go up. And you can see also this was still upward and this was still above. So we would have taken our trade at the beginning of this candle and it went up, and immediately it touched this candle, it started reversing. So we would have made profits from here to this point, clearly like $15 or more. Cool profits, and you're done for the day. You're out before the market started falling. You're already out. Do you understand? So this strategy is quite simple. You just have to give it time to understand. You have to dedicate time to understand this strategy. It works every time. It works every time. Same thing here. The market has been falling and started. The reason why I'm using more of buy options is because I'm seeing more of buy opportunities. Okay, this is a sell opportunity. Let me use a sell opportunity this time. When the market started falling, this candle crossed both moving average at the same time. It cut them off. You can see this market was becoming smaller here, and this was still above the red line. So when this particular candle crossed below, and alright, so this candle closed below the middle Bollinger Band, and the 2nd candle followed suit, and you can see at the same time this is also falling. This has gotten below the MACD, and the ADX is also clearly above the red line. So at the start of the 3rd candle, each candle is 15 minutes. So this one will open and close within 15 minutes. Then on the 16th minute, this would open and run for another 15 minutes, making 30 minutes. Then at the beginning of the next 15 minutes, you would have gotten a clear drop from this candle. So you could have closed it here or here, because immediately it touched the lower Bollinger Band, it started reversing, and you can see. So in short, this particular type of market is so rare that you would have cashed out here, you would have cashed out here, and you still cash out here. Cause see, when it reversed again, this was still clearly up, and you can see this particular candle broke the middle Bollinger Band and this moving average, and closed above the middle Bollinger Band. Then you wait for the next candle to open and close, and this opened and closed and still showed green. So on the third candle, you take an upward movement. And although this candle did small, it played small prank and went down, but this particular line, this moving average, did not allow it break below. And you can see it went down, this one came up, went down, and this particular candle broke it up and broke it here, and you'd have taken your profit immediately you touched this upper Bollinger Band, because you can see it clearly came down again. This was a back-to-back win. Back-to-back win. And the reason why I said that is this. Can you see it came down to cross this middle Bollinger Band, although this one did not show red, so it most likely would have ignored it, but it couldn't cross this line and at the same time came down further. So you could have, if you are taking this trade, you would have cashed in small profits to this place. You understand? So there will always be opportunities in the market. You just have to wait for the right time to snipe the market. You understand? We trade like we are snipers, because if you are just trading like everyday canary, trust me, you won't see anything reasonable to bring out of the market. Nothing. You won't be able to see anything to bring out of the market. The market is a no man's land. Okay, I've shown you this one earlier. So the market is just one hell of a place, so you just have to be careful. Just here now, can you see this is the current condition of the market? You can't trade because you can see how these candles are tiny candles, and as such you can see this line has touched and gone below this line, so meaning the market is ranging, and it is true, it's ranging. Even this one is not showing a clear pattern. So let's talk about lot size now. For those using between $50 to $200 accounts, I will advise you use 0.01 as your lot size. And for those using $200 to $400, you use in short, $200 to $500, use 0.02, and you can open not more than 2 positions. So you can open 0.01 in 2 positions to make up your 0.02. Then from $500 to $1,000, you can clearly use 0.03, but do not use at most more than 0.04 for between $50 to $1,000 accounts, because the market moves fast, so that you can still have more money to trade further in case of a bad market. The goal is to win money consistently, not to win money one day and lose it the next day. Do you understand? So that is really all about it. That is all about the whole process. I'm sure if you rewatch this video for like 2 or 3 times, you will get the clear picture and you begin to see the pattern on the trade. So the goal of this particular video is to be able to make you detect pattern when looking at the trade, to be able to detect an upper pattern of a buy and a lower pattern of a sell. Do you understand? Putting into consideration the upper Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band, the middle Bollinger Band, whether it's crossing it downward or upward, and whether this one is showing that movement, and whether this is above. It's as simple as that. This is the best strategy you would ever get on Volatility 75. The best. And I must say, this video is not for free distribution. This is strictly for premium students. So on no account should this video be shared. This is strictly a premium video and should not be shared to YouTube or any free media transfer website. It is prohibited. So thank you very much for your time, and subsequently we'll take up more examples during our Zoom sessions. So you have a lovely time, and I'll see you next time. You take care.